So what is a forward proxy? Well, a forward proxy acts as an intermediary device between you and a web server. So the proxy will interact with the web server, so you make the request, and then the proxy will interact with the web server using a separate IP address, which means that you get privacy and anonymity. This is a basic diagram on how it works. So client browser through the proxy and into the internet. Now, this is good for things like access control and filtering as well. Organizations, for example, use proxies to determine what users can access and enforce company policies. It can also do other things like block malicious attempt requests. Now, to just quickly show how it will work, we have used something called tiny proxy. So we can check the logs of the tiny proxy, and if we try to connect to a website such as Gym Circuit, we can see the proxy working in the background. So you can see some useful information here. So when you go through a website, for example, it shows you some of the things which try to pop up as well. So we can see that we're establishing a connection to host Gym Circuit. We connect, and from that, we can see the Netlify, which is the MS system which works for Gym Circuit. And it has like other things here, such as like TikTok, Cloudflare, and just other processes which run in the background when you try to connect. This is also very useful for administration to determine visibility of outbound traffic, where your users are visiting, etc. To see if there's any malicious websites that they could potentially block. This would also be useful for maybe a SIEM collects these sorts of logs, and then they can identify whether they're going to a known malicious website. So this is a forward proxy.